Have you ever found yourself in the middle of a disagreement, feeling completely stuck, wondering if there's a secret recipe to smooth things over? Imagine if you had a toolkit, not just any toolkit, but one refined over centuries, designed to navigate the choppy waters of human relationships with grace and wisdom. That's what we're diving into today, as we explore timeless Stoic techniques for solving problems with people. Stoic Foundation. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has stood the test of time, offers us this very toolkit. Born in the bustling markets of ancient Greece and Rome, Stoicism teaches us the art of living a life of virtue, equanimity, and joy, no matter the external circumstances. But how, you might ask, does a philosophy so old apply to our modern-day interpersonal conflicts? At the heart of Stoicism lies the principle that our reactions, not situations, define our experiences. It's not about what happens to us, but how we choose to respond. In a world where we're often quick to react, Stoicism invites us to pause, reflect, and approach conflicts with a calm and balanced mind. This principle alone can transform our interactions with others, paving the way for more meaningful and harmonious relationships. So whether you're facing a challenging coworker, a strained family relationship, or simply seeking to deepen your connections, the Stoic approach provides a timeless guide. Let's embark on this journey together, exploring 10 Stoic techniques that can help us solve problems with people, fostering understanding, compassion, and ultimately, resolution. Stay tuned as we delve into the first technique, where we'll discover the power of shifting our perception to open new pathways to peace and understanding. Technique 1. Perception. Consider this. Sarah finds herself constantly irritated by her colleague Tom's loud phone conversations. Initially, she sees Tom as inconsiderate, a disturbance to her peace. But when Sarah learns that Tom's dealing with a family crisis and needs to be available for urgent calls, her irritation turns to empathy. She understands the why behind his actions. This shift in perception changes everything. Rather than seeing Tom as a problem, she sees a person in need of support. Together, they find a middle ground where Tom tries to step outside for his calls, and Sarah brings headphones to occasionally drown out the noise. The conflict dissipates, not because the situation changed, but because Sarah's view of it did. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." This profound insight leads us into our next technique, showing us how stepping back and examining our judgments can pave the way for understanding and resolution. Technique 2. Control. Consider this. In a challenging interaction, what elements do you truly have control over? Reflect on a scenario where, amidst a conflict, you found yourself trying to change someone else's opinion or behavior. Efforts that often lead to frustration and a sense of helplessness. Now picture a different approach where you focus solely on your actions and reactions, the words you choose, and the emotions you display. By centering your energy on your own responses, you navigate the interaction with a sense of peace and empowerment, unaffected by the other's stance. This shift in focus not only conserves your mental energy, but also positions you as a model of calm and reason in the face of adversity. Focus on what you can control and let go of what you cannot. This ancient Stoic principle guides us towards the essence of inner tranquility and effectiveness in dealing with others. Technique 3. Empathy. Imagine a situation where two colleagues are at odds over a project direction. The tension is palpable, with neither willing to budge. However, one decides to take a moment to truly understand the other's perspective, asking thoughtful questions and listening intently without judgment. This simple act of empathy transforms their conflict. Suddenly, they're no longer adversaries, but collaborators seeking a common goal. The project not only benefits from their unified approach, but their relationship strengthens, built on mutual respect and understanding. Whenever you feel a point of contention, try to see the world from the other person's eyes. Not to prove them wrong, but to understand and connect. This Stoic advice reminds us that empathy is not just about being kind, It's a strategic tool for unlocking solutions that were invisible in the heat of conflict. Now think of a time when empathy made a difference in your interactions. How did it change the outcome? Share your story in the comments below. Let's learn from each other's experiences. Technique 4. Reflection. Consider the power of self-reflection in solving interpersonal issues. It's easy to react impulsively when faced with criticism or disagreement, but Stoicism teaches us the value of pausing and reflecting on our own thoughts and actions. By doing so, we gain insight into why we feel threatened or defensive, and can approach the situation with a clearer, more rational mindset. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once said, "Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize?" This powerful quote encourages us to turn the mirror on ourselves before judging others. It's a reminder that understanding and resolving conflicts often begins with introspection. By reflecting on our own behaviors and reactions, we can better understand the perspectives of those around us, leading to more compassionate and effective problem solving. Technique 5. The view from above. Imagine a scenario where two colleagues, Alex and Jordan, are in a heated dispute over the direction of a project. Each is convinced their approach is the right one, leading to tension and stalled progress. Frustrated, Alex decides to take a walk to clear his head and finds himself at a nearby park, sitting on a bench overlooking the city. From this vantage point, the bustling streets and office buildings seem small and distant. Alex's perspective begins to shift. He realizes that in the grand scheme of things, their disagreement is minor. This moment of reflection, inspired by the view from above technique, allows Alex to return to the discussion with Jordan with a renewed sense of purpose and a willingness to find common ground. The view from above technique encourages us to zoom out and consider our problems from a broader perspective. It's a powerful Stoic tool that reminds us of our place in the universe, helping us realize that many of our conflicts and worries are not as significant as we might think. This shift in perspective can dramatically change how we approach interpersonal problems, promoting a more harmonious and understanding interaction. Technique 6. Present moment focus. Consider this. How often have you found yourself in a difficult conversation, your mind racing with thoughts of past grievances or future worries? Now think about a time when you focused solely on the present moment during a challenging interaction. How did that change the outcome? Focusing on the present moment is a key Stoic technique that can transform our interactions with others. By anchoring ourselves in the now, we listen more attentively, respond more thoughtfully, and allow for a genuine exchange to unfold without the burden of past or future concerns. This approach doesn't just apply to conflict resolution. It enriches all forms of communication, fostering deeper connections and understanding. So take a moment to reflect on your experiences. How has being present impacted your conversations? Share your stories in the comments below. Technique 7. The dichotomy of control. The Stoic dichotomy of control, a fundamental principle of Stoicism, teaches us to distinguish between what is within our control and what is not. In the realm of interpersonal relationships, this insight is invaluable. It encourages us to focus our energy and attention on our actions, words, and reactions, rather than attempting to control the actions or reactions of others. Consider a scenario where you're faced with a colleague who disagrees with your approach on a project. Instead of trying to change their mind or getting frustrated with their perspective, you focus on articulating your reasoning clearly and listening to their points. You control your presentation and openness. Their response, however, is outside your control. This technique not only conserves your mental energy, but also promotes a more harmonious and respectful interaction, even in disagreement. By applying the dichotomy of control, we navigate interpersonal challenges more gracefully, concentrating on our contribution to the dialogue and accepting that we cannot dictate the reactions of others. Technique 8. Amorfati. In the heart of Stoicism lies a profound acceptance of fate, encapsulated by the concept of Amorfati, or love of fate. This principle teaches us to embrace everything that happens to us, not just to accept it passively, but to love it, seeing the opportunity for growth and learning in every challenge. Consider the story of a person who found out their partner had to move to a different country for work. Initially, this news brought fear and uncertainty. Would this be the end of their relationship? Instead of succumbing to despair, they chose to embrace this change as an integral part of their life's journey. They saw it as an opportunity to strengthen their bond through trust and communication, to grow individually by developing independence, and to enrich their relationship with new experiences. This shift in perspective transformed a seemingly insurmountable obstacle into a path for personal and joint evolution. By loving their fate, including the challenges it presented, they found peace and a deeper connection in their relationship. This story exemplifies how Amorfati can guide us to find harmony and resilience in our interactions with others, turning every situation into a stepping stone for growth. Technique 9. Impermanence. A cornerstone of Stoic wisdom, and indeed a truth echoed across many philosophies, is the recognition of life's impermanence. This understanding can be profoundly liberating, especially when we face conflicts or challenges in our relationships. Acknowledging that every situation, no matter how difficult, is temporary, can significantly alter our approach to problem solving with others. It encourages us to focus on what truly matters, avoid getting bogged down by transient issues, and maintain our composure in the face of adversity. For instance, consider two colleagues embroiled in a disagreement over a project. Tensions rise, words are exchanged, and the rift seems insurmountable. Yet, with the lens of impermanence, they can see this conflict as just a moment in time, one that will pass and be forgotten. This realization helps them to step back, reevaluate the importance of their disagreement in the grand scheme of things, and find a path to reconciliation and cooperation. By embracing the transient nature of life's challenges, we can navigate our interactions with a calmer, more balanced perspective. This not only aids in resolving conflicts, but also enriches our relationships, allowing us to cherish the moments of connection and understanding that arise from adversity. Technique 10. Virtue as the sole good. The final and perhaps most profound Stoic technique for solving problems with people revolves around the concept of virtue being the sole good. This principle suggests that in any interpersonal interaction, maintaining our integrity and acting with virtue should be our primary focus. Imagine a situation where you're faced with a difficult choice at work that pits your integrity against a seemingly beneficial outcome. You're tempted to take a shortcut, which, while not outright dishonest, skirts the edges of your moral compass. It's here that the Stoic principle shines a light on the path of virtue. A story that encapsulates this idea involves a young apprentice and his mentor. The apprentice, eager to prove his worth, considered bypassing an essential but time-consuming step in his project. Noticing his dilemma, the mentor shared an anecdote from his own life. He once faced a similar choice, where taking the easy route would have gained him immediate recognition. However, he chose integrity, completing his work with diligence and honesty. This decision didn't bring instant rewards, but laid the foundation for his lasting reputation and self-respect. This narrative underscores that in every decision, especially those involving others, our actions should be guided by virtue. Whether it's a small act of kindness, standing by your principles in the face of pressure, or simply being honest, these moments define us. By prioritizing virtue in our interactions, we not only solve problems more ethically, but also contribute to a life of meaning and fulfillment. It's through these virtuous actions that we find true contentment and build relationships based on trust and respect. In a world that often values material success and external achievements, how can embracing Stoic principles transform our approach to personal and interpersonal challenges? Thanks for watching.